What's up? Brent Wofford here, Arizona Rad Realtor, coming at you today. We are now officially in June, so I'm coming at you with a market update here. And the question is the market shifting? Are we seeing signs of the shift? So stay tuned. I'm going to go over all the stats right now, and we'll answer the question, is the market shifting? Yes or no? So let's dive on into it. Okay. So let's go. Boom. All right, straight into the stats. So I'm going to be looking at the stats here. Look, my Vanna White hands going on. So anyways, stats, diving in. First thing I like to look at is the number of homes for sale on the market. So this is if you're shopping in Prescott, Arizona, Prescott proper. This is not including Prescott Valley, Chino, Paulden, Dewey, Humboldt, any of the outlying areas at all. This is just Prescott city limits itself. This isn't going to include, anywhere else I just mentioned. So there are currently 772 homes on market. So you can see here with my little pointer, 772 homes on market. This data goes all the way back to 2019. We currently have the most homes on market right now that we've seen in the last 6 years, all the way back to 2019. So 772, that is a step up from last month, which we were at 653. And year over year, we're 171 more homes for sale right now. That is good news if you are a buyer. That is not so good news if you are a seller, because you'll have more competition and it could potentially take your house longer to sell. Stick with me. We'll go over on days on market here in a couple slides. So buyers, you got more to choose from right now. Next up in the stats is months of supply. So the way this works is us as realtors and real estate professionals, we like to look at the supply on the market. So what we just 700. Why am I slipping? 772. I want to say 722. Anyway, so we take 772 and we divide that by the number of sales in the month for last month, and that gives us this data here. So last month we were at 6.5 months of supply on the market, meaning if no new homes went on the market starting June 1st, it would take us 6.5 months to run out of houses for sale if the number of sales stayed even. So when looking at all these numbers, we really like to see a 5 to 7 month, let me go 5 here, 5 to 7 month window. So right here, 5 to 7 is the sweet spot for a balanced market, right? Another thing we need to pay attention though is look at this uptrend. So we were technically in a seller's market until April, and then we crested the 5 month mark. We've jumped this much since April. Is next month going to be up here? If it's above 7, we're in a buyer's market. So right now it's balanced currently, but we are trending upward. That's what the plus sign's for. So moving on. Sales price. This is one that you always want to know, is what has been the median sales price. We looked at median instead of average because sometimes in Prescott we have those anomalies where you've got a $4 or $5 million house that sells in a month and it just throws the average off. So median is way better. If you don't know what median is, stop, pause right now, open a new tab, Google it, ask AI, what is median? Basically, you take all the sales and then whatever one was right in the middle, that's the price point. So last month in May, we were at 625,000 for the sold median price. Since we haven't really talked and done these updates this year, I went down a rabbit hole with podcasts and spent a lot of time doing that, which you can also find those here on this YouTube channel. I got some great information. I met with some awesome people in there, some lenders, insurance agents, professional photographer. Anyways, go back and watch those later. But this is what the market's been doing, kind of a roller coaster. So we started the year off at 622, which is almost where we are right now. February we had a dip. March we came back. March, April, May, we've been pretty much flat. It is starting to decline just a little bit, but like I said, beginning of the year, 622. We're still up from that point. If you want to look at year over year, last year in 2024, which is the blue line here, we're at 588. So Technically, we are up year over year, even though it feels like the market's coming down. According to the sales price, we're not seeing prices from the median standpoint dropping yet. We are seeing sellers who've been on the market for longer drop their prices more significantly. So buyers are getting good discounts on some homes. I hate to say it, but those homes are probably overpriced to start with. So if you feel like you're getting a really big discount, it's because they started too high anyways. So again, 625. The peak that we saw was in 22, which the market was nuts, and that was at 670. So or 669.9. Anyways, 6.2% increase year over year in the median sales price. Let's move on. All right, this is the numbers of homes sold. So last month we were at 107. Hold on, what's going on? I got a hair. This is live, folks. This is really live. Like, I have a hair in my face, and I can't just cut and chop the footage. So bear with me. 107. This market, this year in this market has felt slow, and this is why. We started off 87, so we started off basically on pace with last year, 24, which was at 86. February, we were outpacing last year, 108, which is good. March, last year started catching up to us. While we were at 104 this year, 101 last year. April, we stayed flat, 105, and then now we're May, 107. So you can see the spaghetti graph here. It generally ticks upward like this. Then we hit a plateau, July, August, September, October, and then it starts coming back down. So we are still working on our seasonal growth, but we should be over 107 right now. So this is a sign of a slowing market right here. We're 10 less homes sold last month than it did a year ago. Sold to list percentage. So what we need to look at here is what was the discount on the house from what it was last listed on the market for versus what it actually sold for. And right now the average is a 2.5% discount, or it's not a price reduction because we're not looking at the top, we're not looking at the starting price, we're looking at the last price on market. So yeah, a 2.5% discount on the price of the home. Translating that over to the median sales price, that gives us an average discount of $15,000 off of the list price right now in the Prescott market. Again, 97.5. We are down from where we were last year, 97.7. Not a whole lot. I would say we're still on par here, but it is going down a little bit. The month prior, 97.8, 98.5. Obviously, we're not getting anywhere near 100. That's going to be 2021 was pretty close to 100, and then 22, the beginning of 22, and then once interest rates started coming up in May and June, you start to see that taper off a bit there. So anyways, any questions on that? Drop them in the comments. And what's next? Days on market. I told you we would get to days on market. So this one surprises me a bit, to be completely honest with you. Days on market of homes that sold. So you're looking at the beginning of the year, we started at 97.4, which is a record over the last 5 years. And started going down, 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 down. 54 days is what we were at last month, which is still a little higher than last year. Last year in May, it was 4. So, but yeah, 54. That tells me that the good ones are selling quick. And that's what we're experiencing right now with our team's listings. If the house is priced correctly, or even priced a little bit under market value to attract buyers, and it doesn't need any work. Like, it doesn't need paint touch-ups on the inside. It doesn't need countertops. It doesn't need remodeling. It doesn't need landscaping. Like, it's dialed in, right? Those ones sell pretty quick. So one of my teammates has had a couple listings so far this year that he's had multiple offers on. They were below the median average sales price. So the market's a little bit hotter under that price point. I think I want to say it was in the 4s. A couple of offers come in within the first week of being on the market. So I'm not saying there aren't bidding wars out there. There are on some of them, but it has to be dialed in, perfect turnkey, move-in ready, and priced. Realistically, the best thing to do is to price it slightly under market value with it perfect condition. So then that way you as a seller can get a buyer, get the most amount of buyers through the door really in the first 3 to 4 days, and get maybe a couple offers to choose from and have it sold and be moving on. So we are seeing that the people who price their house higher than market value when they first initially list right now are chasing the market. Means that the market is going down. The longer your house sits on market, the more buyers think they can get a discount on it, the more you're going to lower the price every couple of weeks, and then you're just trying to chase buyers. And at that point, your listing is stale and stagnant. Buyers think something's wrong with it because it's been on the market for 100 days. So don't do that. Do yourself a favor, sellers. Don't overprice your listings when you first go on the market, and do everything you can to get them dialed in so buyers don't have to do any work to them unless you're selling it as is, which then you should be significantly discounting your price out the gate. We are not in 22 and 21 anymore, so it's not slim pickings. You have 772 houses to compete with in Prescott if you're thinking about selling in this month. And that's been our real estate market update. Hang with me here for a second for my summary. Let's go back to our other screen here. So anyways, yeah. So let's summarize this, right? We are talking about is the market shifting? I would say it feels like it's shifting. It hasn't shifted yet. A couple key takeaways are going to be the months of supply, which then goes straight back to inventory, and that's a direct result of supply and demand. And if you're not familiar with supply and demand, again, pause this video, pick your favorite AI, or just hop on Google and then type in explain supply and demand. I'll give you a real quick short version of it. So when you have when you're at a store like Walmart and they've got 20 of something and it's not selling and there's only 3 of them that sell a month, they put them on discount, they put them on clearance because they have a surplus, and that's what happens. The price goes down. When you have more supply than you do demand, the price comes down to equilibrium. So that's my short Econ 101 lesson here for you today. But yeah, it feels like the market is shifting. It hasn't quite shifted yet. We're going to have to look at the stats next month in July when the June numbers come out. I'm super curious if we're going to crest the 7 months of supply mark. If we are, then we are technically in a buyer's market. So buckle up, strap in. If you need to sell, obviously I'm a realtor here in Prescott. I can help you out with that. If you're a buyer, might be a good time to get a deal. So also hit me up. I can help you with that as well. So again, my name is Brent Wofford. I'm with Keller Williams Arizona Realty. This side. There you go. There's my brokerage information there. So yeah, we're based here out of Prescott, Arizona. I personally live in Prescott, Arizona, and I can help you out with Prescott and any of the surrounding areas. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching the market update, and stay tuned for the other areas that I cover. I'm going to do some market updates for there as well, and hopefully keep you posted here on a monthly basis moving forward. And don't forget, go back, check out my podcast, the episodes from this year. Ton of great nuggets and information in there. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a rad day.